Imagine an entire colony, more than 100 men, women, and children, vanishing from the face of the earth, no bodies, no signs of a struggle, and no trail to follow. Just a complete and total disappearance, as if they were swallowed by the very land they tried to tame. The only thing left behind was a single, cryptic word carved into a wooden post, CROATOAN. Was it a clue left for those who would come looking? Or was it a chilling warning of what was to come? This is the story of one of history's most enduring and haunting mysteries, the lost colony of Roanoke. The year is 1587. On a remote island off the coast of what is now North Carolina, a group of English settlers arrives, full of hope and ambition. They are pioneers, among the first to attempt to build a permanent English settlement in the New World. They build their homes, they plant their crops, and they welcome the birth of Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. The colony, led by Governor John White, seems to be on the path to success. But their supplies quickly begin to run low. With the colony facing a harsh winter, John White makes the difficult decision to sail back to England to gather more resources and reinforcements. He promises to return as quickly as possible, leaving behind his daughter, his granddaughter Virginia, and the entire community. He expected to be gone for a few months, maybe a year at most. However, fate had other plans. Upon his arrival in England, White finds himself trapped. A massive naval war with Spain breaks out, and every available ship is commandeered for the war effort. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. For 3 long, agonizing years, John White is stranded in England, haunted by thoughts of the colony he left behind. He fights tirelessly to secure a ship and supplies, desperate to return to his family. Finally, in 1590, he manages to make his way back to Roanoke. But the sight that greets him is not one of a thriving settlement. It's one of eerie, deafening silence. The entire colony is gone. The houses and fortifications have been carefully dismantled, not violently torn down. The heavy cannons and boats are missing. There are no skeletons, no graves, no signs of a battle or a deadly plague. It's as if the more than 100 settlers simply packed up their lives and walked away into the mists of history. As White and his men search the deserted settlement, they find that single, perplexing clue. Carved into a palisade post is the word CROATOAN. On another tree, they find the letter CRO. White had instructed the colonists that if they had to leave, they should carve their destination into a tree. If they were in distress, they should carve a Maltese cross above the name. There was no cross. This suggested they left willingly, heading for CROATOAN Island, which was home to a friendly Native American tribe. So, what happened? The theories are as numerous as they are fascinating. The most optimistic one is that the colonists, facing starvation, simply assimilated with the local CROATOAN tribe. They may have integrated into their society, intermarried, and lived out their lives among their new neighbors. This seems plausible, especially since White found no sign of distress. Another theory points to a more grim fate. Perhaps the colonists attempted to sail back to England in a small boat they had built and were lost at sea during a violent storm. Or maybe, despite the lack of evidence, they were attacked by other, less friendly tribes, or even by the Spanish who had settlements to the south. Famine and disease are also strong possibilities. A series of droughts in the late 16th century could have devastated their crops, forcing them to abandon the settlement in a desperate search for food and water, ultimately perishing in the unforgiving wilderness. For centuries, the mystery remained purely historical, a ghost story told around campfires. But modern science has begun to peel back the layers of time. Archaeologists have unearthed tantalizing clues near the original site and on what is now Hatteras Island, formerly CROATOAN. They found 16th century English pottery, tools, and even a sword hilt, suggesting some settlers did live among the native population. DNA projects have also been launched, attempting to trace the genetic lineage of local families back to the Roanoke colonists. These studies have found intriguing European markers and some Native American descendants, hinting at a possible connection. But there is still no definitive proof, no smoking gun. The most baffling part of this entire enigma is not just that they disappeared, but how they disappeared. The settlement wasn't sacked or burned, it was methodically taken apart. Think about the effort that would require to dismantle an entire village, log by log, nail by nail. It suggests a planned, organized departure. It suggests they intended to leave, but it doesn't explain why they would erase their presence so completely. Why would they leave behind almost nothing to tell their story? It's as if they wanted to be forgotten, to dissolve into the American landscape without a trace. But where could they have gone that no definitive evidence of their new lives has ever been found? The silence from Roanoke is what makes this mystery so deeply unsettling. The story of the lost colony of Roanoke serves as a powerful and silent reminder of how fragile our mark on the world can be. An entire community, with all its hopes, dreams, and struggles, can be erased by time, leaving behind nothing but a name carved in wood and a question that echoes through the centuries. It's a chapter of American history that remains frozen, forever locked in a state of suspended animation, waiting for an answer that may never come. The land itself seems to hold the secret, guarding it closely. So, what do you think happened to the settlers of Roanoke? Were they absorbed into a new culture, lost to the elements, or is there a darker explanation we haven't even considered? Let me know your theory in the comments below. If this mystery captured your imagination, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the unknown. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay curious.